Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are going to solve CodeChef problem coronavirus spread. So before we start looking into the problem details, some examples related to this problem and the Java solution, I just want to mention that my channel is dedicated to help people who are preparing for Java interviews and coding interviews. You will find lots of helpful videos on my channel that can help you in your interview preparation and for your coding interview preparation, where you can prepare your logic and you can practice coding problems from big tech companies. On my channel you will find over 300 different varieties of solved coding problems explained with whiteboarding session, Java code examples, and solution. And those problems are taken from previously asked big tech company interview questions such as Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon, Apple, Yahoo, and many others. And those are very important coding questions in the sense that they constitute a wide range of varieties such as BFS, DFS, matrix problems, graph problems, binary search tree related coding questions, linked list and string related different coding problems, as well as optimization problems that can be solved using priority queues, dynamic programming problems, and lot of varieties of logical questions that can help you in your interview and coding interview preparation. So please subscribe to the channel now. So let's look into the coronavirus spread problem. There are n people on street numbered 1 through n. For simplicity, we will view them as points on a line. For each valid I, the position of ith person is xi. It turns out that exactly one of these people is infected with the COVID-19 virus, but we do not know which one. The virus will spread from infected person to non-infected person whenever the distance between them is at most 2. If we wait long enough, a specific set of people, depending on the person that was infected initially, will become infected. Let's call the size of this set the final number of infected people. Your task is to find smallest and largest value of final number of infected people. That is, this number is the best and worst possible scenario. In the input they have given us number of test cases, and then they have given us n, and they have given us x1 to xn as a space separated integers, right? And in output we have to output a single line containing two space separated integers, minimum and maximum possible final number of infected people, right? So this is what the problem statement says. So let's take one of this example, like this last example 5 1 2 5 6 7, and I can explain you better on the whiteboard here. So this is the first thing, is these are the positions of the uh, people, right? And we have to find out best case and worst case scenario, right? uh, so that like we can understand like the subset of people in this set which can get infected with coronavirus, right? So for example, the coronavirus can spread with the distance should be maximum 2 basically, right? So let's just solve this problem visually first, and then we will go through the algorithm to solve the problem. So as you can see, if the virus is spreading with distance 2, then it means that it can, if we consider this group, then it can get infected, right? Because they are within the distance 2, right? And if we consider these three uh, people as a group, then they will also get infected, right? For example, if 5 get infected, then 6 and 7 is also can get infected, right? Because they are within the distance of 2 from each other, right? If we consider like distance between 5 and 6 is 1, 6 and 7 is 1, so if 5 is infected, then 5 can infect 6 and can infect 7, right? So this is visually we are solving this problem where the maximum set of coronavirus infected people can be 3, right? If one of them is infected, then 3 is the set size here, and the least amount of size that can possible is 2 here, right? If one of them is infected. So if you look at the answer here, we have to output 2 comma 3, the last one, right? 2 comma 3. So this is how the 2 comma 3 comes, right? So let's look into now how we can solve this problem basically, right? So what we will do is we will create one, so let's just call this array as a, right? So we will create one another array called as b, and we will assume that every person is infected, so we will just give it 1 basically, right? We'll just assume that every person can be infected, so we will just give it 1 value there, right? And after that we will go through one by one of these people. So which means that if we are at this person 1, then it can infect number 2, right? Because the distance between 2 and 1 is 2 minus 1 is 1, right? Absolute distance, which is less than equal to 2, correct? Maximum distance can be 2, correct? Less than equal to 2. So what it means that if this guy is infected, it will infect this guy, right? So it means that its value will 1 remain 1, and this one we will increase at 2, correct? It can infect this person, correct? So after that we will go to this next person, right? So if this is the person, we will check on the right side. It cannot infect 5, right? Because distance is 3. But we will again check on the left side. This guy can infect 1, right? Because the distance is 1, which is less than equal to 2. So we will increment 1's value by 1. So now it will become 2, and this value is already 2, correct? This is 2. After that we will go to number 5 position. Now 5 we will check on left side. The distance is 3, so it cannot infect 2, but it can infect a 6 and also 7, right? 6 and 6 can infect a 7. So we will increment 6 and 7 value. So now the value of 6 will become 2 and 7 will become 2, correct? Because virus can spread within the distance 2. So these 5 and 6 is distance 1, 6 and 7 is distance 1, right? So it will spread like this. Now we are at this position 6. We will take a look at left and right both. So left means we can it can spread to 5, right? Because distance is 1. So we will increment number 5 value by 1, right? It cannot infect 2, right? Because this distance is 3, which is bigger than 2. So we will check on the right side now. So right side it can infect 7 guy. So we will increment the number of 2 to 3, right? After that we will reach number 7 position, this last position. Again now we have to check on the left side. Right side there is nothing to check, so we will check on left side. So virus can spread and it can infect 5 and 6, right? From 7. So we will increment 5 and 6 values by 1. So this value will become 3, this value will also become 3. At the end this value is 3, and this value is 2, and this value is 2, right? So after we process this array, this is how the array B will look like, right? After processing. So what we will have to do is we will have to output, this is the minimum number, the first one, and the last one is the maximum number of the set, right? That can get infected with coronavirus. So this is the worst case, right? This is the worst case scenario, and this is the best case scenario, right? This is the best case scenario. And why it works? Because they have given us that in at least like one of these people will be infected with coronavirus. So we are assuming, why we are setting this value 1, because we are assuming that this person is infected basically, and then we are considering that possibility and going through the array. So again 1 is infected, we are considering going through the array. Next time we are considering 2 is infected, next time we are considering 5 is infected, next time we are considering 7 is infected, 6 is infected, and next time 7 is infected. So we are checking all the possibilities to understand what is the best and worst case scenario for the set of people that can get infected with coronavirus spread. So this is the logic to solve this problem. So let's take another big problem here. So this is a little bigger problem than the previous problem. So here also we will just use this logic will be the same. So in the beginning we will just, let's say this is the array A. We will create one array B here, right? And in the array B we are just giving a possibility that one possibility that this person can be infected with coronavirus. So we will write 1 for all of them, right? So these are all of these people. So we just have 1 in the beginning, correct? After that we will go one by one. So now the distance should be less than or equal to 2. That is what the condition is that is given in the example for the coronavirus spread. So if we are at number 1, then we will check the right side, right? So virus can spread to 2 because distance is 1. 5 means it cannot spread to 5, right? Because distance of 2 and 5 is 3, so it is not less than equal to 2. So once we realize that it cannot spread to 5, we will not check for remaining values, right? Because the distance will be more only, so we will just break out there. So let's just go ahead and update the values. So the 2 will can get infected, so 2 value will become 2 in this case, right? Other values will remain as it is. Now we will go to number 2 position, right? So number 2 means we will check left side and right side. So left side is 1, so it can get infected, so we will increment it by 1. Right side cannot get infected because distance is 3, so the values will remain as it is, right? After that we are at number 5. So 5 left side we will check. 2 and 5 distance is 3, which is not less than equal to 2. So we will check on the right side. So all this right side can get infected, right? Because 5 can infect 6, 6 can infect 7, 7 can infect 8, 8 can infect 9, 9 can infect 10, 10 can infect 11. Because the distance between these neighboring values is less than equal to 2, right? So in that case it means that we have to update all these values from 6, right, by 1, because they all can get infected because the neighbor is infected, right? And that distance is less than equal to 2, so we updated the value to 2, correct? So far we are good. So now we will reach at this person at position 6. We will again check on left side first. So left side it can infect, so we will increment it by 1, so it become 2. Right side it can infect all, right? It can infect all because all have distance 1 only. So let's go ahead and take a increment these values. So the values will increment to 3 for all these neighboring cells, right? So we are just simulating that the coronavirus is spreading, basically, kind of thing, right, in the example. So now we are at position 7, right? Then we will take a look at left. So both can infect, 5 and 6 can infect, right? So we will increment these values by 1, so it is 2 and 3. Right side can also infect, right? So it will become increment by 1, so it becomes 4, 4, 4 and 4, correct? 4, 4, 4, 4, and this value will remain as it is, right? And why we are not incrementing at 2 and 1 values? Because distance between 2 and 5 is 3, so it is greater than 2, basically, right? So it's not possible to spread the virus on this side, basically, if this person is infected, right? So now again we are at number 8 position. We will increment the left side values. So left side values will become 4, then this value will become 4, this value will become 4. Right side values also we have to increment because they can also get infected by coronavirus, so it will become 5, 5, 5, right? So after that we are at position 9. Again we will check on the left side and we will increment the values, so it becomes 5, 5, 5, right? And this one will be 4 here, and this one becomes 6, 6, 6, right? This is 4. So we are at 9, right? We are at position 4, and this one we are at position 5, 5, 5, right? So we are at position 9, so it means that we will increment this also, and this one will remain as it is, basically. Sorry, we are at position 9. Now we are at position 10, so we will again increment all the left values, so it will become 6, 6, 6, 6 here, 6 here, and this one will remain 6, and this will become 7, correct? Now we are at position 11, so we will try to check on left side. There is nothing on the right side, so we have to increment until this point 5, right? Until this point. So all these values we have to increment, correct? Because they are all within the distance. So for example, distance between 10 and 11 is 1, 10 and 9 is 1, right? 8 and 9 is 1, 7 and 8 is 1, 6 and 7 is 1, 6 and 5 is 1. So all are within the range of 2. So we will increment that value to 7. So let me just write this thing so it will become clear. So this 6 will also become 7 now, and this is 7, right? So this is what our, and this is carry on, right? This is 2, 2 we are carrying. So this is our final B array, right? So once we get this final B array, we will just get this first value. This is the best case scenario, right? Best case scenario. And this one, the last value, is the worst case scenario. So this is the worst case scenario, right? So 2 comma 7 we will output as our answer. 2 comma 7, right, is the answer for this given array. So this is the way we can solve the coronavirus spread problem on CodeChef. So let's look into the Java solution for this problem. So a is equal to 9, and this is the same example that we just saw, this example. So this input array is given to us. So I created a B array which is same size as A array, and we are just assigning values 1 in the beginning, correct? Because we want to check possibilities that this person, if this person is infected, then what happens? If this person is infected, then what happens, right? So we want to check all the possibilities. So that's why we are doing it like this. After that, we will go through 0 to n. J is from 0 to n. We will iterate through the array A, and we will check on the left side, right, of the current position. So as you can see, k is equal to j, and k is greater than 0, k minus minus. So we are checking on the left side, and whenever we are finding the position, neighbors distance basically, right, ak and ak minus 1 means these are two neighboring elements. And what I mean neighboring elements is like 2 and 5 is one neighboring element, then 7 and 8 is neighboring element, then 10 and 11 is neighboring element. That's what neighboring element means, right? So that's what we will check. If it is less than equal to 2, we will increment the bj value, right? As I shown you in the example, this bj value we will increment, right? So after we are done with the left side, we also wanted to check on the right side of the current position, right? So we are checking on the right side of the current position. If we find the neighboring elements distance is less than equal to 2, then we will increment the bj value, correct? If we don't find it like less than equal to 2, then we will just break it out, right? Because the array is already given in the ascending order, so we can break out basically, right? So after this one is done, we already get the B positions, and we'll just first sort the B position, and we will just write V0 and less like the first element and the last element of the array B, right? So that's what we are doing here. So this is the first element and last element of the array B basically, right? Array B. So this is the way. The solution is not that difficult. Let's go ahead and execute this code snippet quickly. So as you can see, 2 comma 7, we are getting the correct answer, 2 comma 7. So as you can see, 2 comma 7 is the correct answer. So let's take the example that they have given us, 1 2 5 6 7. So let's take the example 1 2 5 6 7. So this is the example that they have given us. So we'll make sure that this works. So we are getting 2 comma 3. So this is 2 comma 3. This is the last example we are seeing, right? And 2 comma 3 is the correct answer we are getting. So I think this is the way we can solve the CodeChef problem, coronavirus spread. So what we did is that we created like let's just do a quick recap of the solution. We created an array B of same size as array A and initialized the values 1, and then we went through each of the person, right? Like for example, we went through each one by one, and we will go to left side and right side and check if the coronavirus can spread basically, right? So we will check for each of the person how the coronavirus can spread basically on left and right side, right? And at the end we will get the B array, and we will just do the first element and the last element as the best and worst case scenario, right? And they have already noted in the example problem statement that at least one person is coronavirus positive in these cases, right? That's why we are initializing this as a 1, right? So if you are new to my channel, on my channel you will find a CodeChef playlist which has a lot of CodeChef solved problems. There are two other playlist. One is Code Forces and other is LeetCode and LeetCode solution on my channel. Cumulatively you will find more than 300 solved different varieties of problems, and those are coding problems asked in big tech companies like Google, Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, Yahoo, Apple and many other big tech companies. So if you go through this playlist, you will get good varieties of examples that you can practice for your coding interviews, and it will give you a lot of different varieties which you can practice. That includes BFS, DFS, matrix problems, graph problems, binary search tree problems, binary search related coding interview questions, optimization problems, linked list and string related different coding questions, as well as dynamic programming problems, and a lot of other logical problems are also covered here. So it will give you really good practice. If you like this video, if you find this video helpful, and if you like the way it's created with whiteboarding session examples and Java code, then please give it a like. Also subscribe to my channel. Your subscription to the channel is really important for the channel, because that is the way the videos can reach to more people who need help in solving coding problems. One of the main goal of the channel is to help as many people as possible in their Java J2E interviews and in their coding interviews. Some people find it difficult, the coding problems, so they can watch these solve coding problems videos, and they can understand how to approach different coding problems and what data structures, APIs and libraries of Java can be used to solve different varieties of coding problems, and it will be easier for them to understand with the whiteboarding session and Java coding examples and explanation, so they can benefit while they are preparing for their interviews. So if you like this video, please give it a like. Also, if you have any questions related to the video, please put your question below the description section, and share this video with your friends and colleagues. And I'm going to give you the GitHub account link where you can find the Java solution for this problem, as well as a lot of other solutions are available there that you can practice it. Thanks for watching this video.